Hello and welcome to the Republican Talk Show. I'm Rome Blevins, your host today. We're interviewing Mayor Scott Brook of Coral Springs, and it's my pleasure for you to be on the show today.
My pleasure.
You're the most important person I've ever interviewed in my history.
Glad to hear that. My honor.
And we're going to do a couple of questions.
Sure.
And we'll see your opinions on them.
Okay.
My first question that I'm going to ask you is, do you think the government should give incentives to banks who lend money to home buyers or people who want money? Or do you think that they should penalize banks who don't aggressively lend?
That's a good question. One of the things that we've recently done here is had a community roundtable with bankers, with Congressman Klein, with some small business people. And one of the main things that we talked about was access to capital. And our community needs it, our small businesses need it in the community. You can't penalize banks for not loaning money, but certainly you can penalize a bank that received money from the federal government if they haven't honored their terms of the loan that they got from the federal government. I've heard many banks have. I know one bank in particular is giving some people a hard time with borrowing money in regards to modifying their loans, their home loans. But in regards to businesses, no, I don't think you can punish a bank for not loaning to a business, but I think it would be appropriate to make sure that we can do anything within our realm of possibilities from the federal government to urge and to incentivize lending to small businesses, and not just a small business that's an upstart.
All right, question that we have here. Do you think that President Obama made a mistake by limiting the homebuyer's tax credit to only first-time home buyers and small mortgages, rather than the system working for everybody where larger mortgages and second and third-time home buyers get it as well?
I haven't analyzed that situation. I thought that it was a great incentive for a first-time home buyer. I knew, a few people that bought for the first time, and they probably couldn't have done so without the incentive. For a second, third-time home buyer, including myself, I don't know if it would have been appropriate to allow that as well. I think that might have been too costly to have it be done across the board. So I'd say no.
All right. Do you think that schools should mirror industry when it comes to the FCAT performances? For example, if a teacher in their class gets great FCAT scores, do you think that the teacher should be given a bonus and a reward and incentive, and do you think they should be penalized if their FCAT scores aren't as well as the rest?
I'm not sure about a yes on either. I think that we need to really reform education in the state, and I'm not sure about incentivizing FCAT scores for teachers. I think to some extent an FCAT result is a result of the ability of that student to take a test, as opposed to the ability of the teacher to teach to the test. So I'm not sure if rewarding or punishing a teacher who had great FCAT scores or failing FCAT scores would be appropriate. I think I'd move off that FCAT. I think it would be greater to incentivize a teacher for the success of their students overall, as opposed to merely performance on a test.
All right, and just basic questions. Do you think that, in your opinion, how easy is being a mayor? Is it a complicated job, or is it something pretty simple?
It's a great question. It's neither. Being a mayor takes a fair amount of time, not necessarily a lot of complications, but there are many issues that arise, whether it's with colleagues, with a citizen, with a business, and I think it helps to have a great amount of patience, education, wherewithal, a lot of preparation. So I'd say it's neither complicated nor easy. One of the things that's made it so enjoyable here at Coral Springs is that we have amazing citizens, lots of wonderful people that give back and that are grateful. Mm-hmm. So it's been the best job I've ever had.
Are you going to be going up the ladder of government?
Yes, I am currently running for the State House of Representatives, District 96.
And the election?
In 2012.
All right. So make sure you guys vote for him if you guys live in Florida. And when did you get elected as mayor?
I got elected as mayor in March of 2006 and as a city commissioner in March of 2002.
And how long are you allowed to be mayor?
Till Friday at noon. The new mayor will be sworn in.
This Friday at noon?
This Friday at noon. This is probably one of my last interviews as mayor of Coral Springs, if not the last.
The last. Well, in your opinion, I'm just asking, do you think that our city is the home market, the housing market? Do you think it's strong? Do you think that lots of people are moving into Coral Springs? Do you see it happening?
I see it as being moderate. It is not strong, it's not weak. Their foreclosures have steadied. It seems as though prices have risen. There's greater demand these days, but I certainly wouldn't consider it as strong.
Not as strong.
Nope.
But you mentioned foreclosures, and you are a lawyer. What do you think of lawyers who do fight for foreclosure cases? Do you think that do you agree with that?
I think you have to have lawyers on both sides. So you have lawyers that fight for the banks, and you have lawyers that fight for the individuals.
So you gotta have it
It's,
balanced out.
Everybody has a job to do.
All right. And thank you for being on the show.
You're welcome.
Brook.
My pleasure.
And thank you guys for watching. Please
My
subscribe.
pleasure.
And remember, if you guys live in Coral Springs, vote for Mayor Scott Brook. Thank you for being on the show today.
All right. You're
All right.
welcome.